Thank you. Welcome to our online class today. And we have our chemistry lesson. And as we are going to begin, we're going to look on some few concepts for 20 minutes. This is Coach Emmanuel online. And what we want to look at is simply on chemistry. Welcome so much. So there are some few concepts that we will discuss before we come to the stop within the next few minutes. So as I open my slide, I want to invite you to subscribe, share, and like these classes to support it. And it will be so much good. Okay. So my screen is ready for sharing. Okay, my screen is visible, and we want to proceed directly. So as I have said, we are discussing about chemistry. Now, we're going to look on one of the very critical topics, and that is the topic of acid bases and indicators. Now, uh, first of all, we have three mineral acids that a high school student is never supposed to forget. First one is nitric 5 acid. The second one is sulfuric 6 acid. And the third one is hydrochloric acid. These three acids are commonly discussed from Form 1 up to Form 4. So, any normal and hardworking student should make sure that he's mastering these three acids. This will give you, as a student, confidence to change your attitude towards chemistry. So never forget about nitric 5 acid, sulfuric 6 acid, and hydrochloric acids. I have taught for many years, and I've found that you can find even a candidate, a Form 4 candidate, does not understand about nitric 5 acid, does not know anything about sulfuric 6 acid, does not know anything about hydrochloric acid. As much as these three mineral acids are taught in Form 1, but you must make sure that as a student, if you are a serious student, then make sure that you are mastering these three acids. Then bases. This is a summarized concept, and it should give you a clue on what you are about to prepare to sit for the national examination in Kenya. So, as I've said, it's a summarized concept, and it is just giving you a clue of the basic things that you are supposed to understand in terms of having the right attitude in chemistry. Okay, so So I was just confirming if my slide is okay. So let us proceed. Now, about the bases, there are 5 categories of bases I've discussed about. The first one is the commonly known as sodium hydroxide. The second one is potassium hydroxide, and the third one is ammonium hydroxide. Now, as a student, understand that sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and ammonia solution, which is also known as ammonium hydroxide, all of these are bases. The common thing about these bases is the hydroxide. Now, the other classes of bases is the large group of metal hydroxides. Now, this one is not wide, is not complex, as it discusses about, as it lists about the calcium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide. So, among these the metal hydroxides, we have others which are not soluble, but soluble hydroxides or soluble bases, we call them as alkalides. Soluble bases are alkalides. Then we have those which are insoluble. So most of the metal hydroxides are insoluble. And the last class is the metal oxides. So also most of the metal oxides are insoluble. Don't forget about that. Now, other common this thing that many students normally don't get to understand is about the indicators. Now, under the indicators, just because of time, I will rush through it. Under the indicators, we have the litmus, phenolphthalein, and methyl orange. Now, their color in acid, base, and in neutral, they're supposed to master it. Litmus is red in acid, blue in base, and purple in neutral. But this purple is not commonly observed in many school laboratories. Take note of that. So, phenolphthalein is colorless in acid. It is pink in base, and it is colorless in neutral. Then methyl orange is pink in acid, yellow in base, and orange in neutral. So these 3 indicators arranged in this order, they become easy for you to master them when you write them in that order: litmus, phenolphthalein, and methyl orange. But one thing you should never do is trying to cram. Don't try to cram on this. Next, from indicators, we come to a list of salts. How do you derive salts? So how do you derive salts? Salts can be derived in this manner. Nitric 5 acids produces a large group of salts which is called nitrates. Then we have sulfuric 6 acid that produces a large group of salts which are called sulfates. And then lastly, hydrochloric acid produces a large group of salts which are called chlorides. So among these salts, we have the metals. So when you combine these metals with the large group of salts here, you'll come up with almost of like, for example, here you can see we have how many metals? 1, sodium 1, barium 2, magnesium 3, aluminium 4, calcium 5, potassium 6, lead 7, zinc 8, copper 9, and iron 10. So for nitrates, you'll have 10 salts. Example of nitrate salts. Example is this one: nitrate, sodium nitrate. Then number 2 we have barium nitrate. Then number 3 we have magnesium nitrate. Number 4 we have aluminium nitrate. Number 5 we have here calcium nitrate. Then next we have potassium nitrate. Then next we have lead nitrate. Then next is zinc nitrate. Next is copper nitrate. Then next is iron nitrate. So the list continues like that, even for sulfur We have sodium sulfate, barium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, aluminium sulfate. So the list continues like that. For chlorides, we have sodium chloride, barium chloride, copper 2 chloride, iron 3 chloride. So the list is very wide like that. So you should never get a student who does not understand how a student who does not understand how to derive a salt when given a chemical reaction. So here I will leave you in the next slide. I'll leave you in the next slide where I will just mention something slightly about the basic chemical equations. Basic chemical equations. And the first one is a general equation for the acid. That is equation number 1. For the acid plus base, it gives you salt plus water. And number 2 is the equation for the acid plus metal, give you salt plus hydrogen gas. And number 3, lastly, is acid plus metal carbonate, gives you salt plus water plus carbon 4 oxide. My students, I want to urge you that these are the basic fundamental understanding in chemistry. So if you have any problem with these discussions, then make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and I will be taking you through all of these concepts. I wish you all the best. Our 10 minutes, unfortunately, are up, and I want to urge you continue following this channel, and you'll find it becoming interesting. Chemistry is what I love, and if you follow this channel, you'll be able to understand a lot of things. Thank you for your time. Let's meet next lesson.